My name's Peter Morera, and I'm joined today by Lisa Haydon, the CEO of Pivotal Coaching. 3 years ago, Lisa transferred 3 decades of work with major corporations into Pivotal Coaching, which today provides coaching services to major corporations as well as high-growth firms. Today, we're going to dive into the subject of trends in leadership. Lisa, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks, Peter.
So let's go into the trends in leadership. What are you seeing in your line of work these days?
Okay, well, let's start with what's constant. That's important because that's why I started my business. It's about the people. Leadership done well is all about people. And people, despite all the technology advancements, have not changed. Human behaviors, human relationships, those have been stable and steady. And leadership is best done when the soft skills are executed really well.
What sort of soft skills?
Soft skills would be about communication, motivation, getting work done through others, those types of things.
Okay, so what's changed?
What's changed? Definitely the pace of change is dramatic. Technology and our global business environment are adding to the complexity of the way leaders and teams need to get work done.
In what way?
There's a lot more moving pieces, a lot more demands, rising expectations of the way work is done and the output and results that are realized.
Let's bring it back to what you're doing, which is coaching. How is leadership and coaching changing within this changing landscape?
Well, I'm newer to doing this full time, so as you had shared in your intro, I've been doing this 3 years. What I'm seeing consistently in the themes are time management, what I call interpersonal savvy. So it's how you connect with different people with a flexibility of your own style, and then it's strategy. And so those are, I would say, the 3 themes that are consistently in every coaching relationship that I have and with the work that I'm doing.
Right. Which of them do you stress the most?
My purpose and passion is the bias around people and human behaviors. So the interpersonal side.
That's what I was thinking, yeah.
Definitely always are a bias that come out very clearly, and I really work hard to help leaders get it right and figure it out for themselves so that they can sustain what we've done in our work together with their teams.
Right. So with those interpersonal skills, or even any of those other things that we've been discussing with, do the clients you're working with have blind spots? Nobody knows what their own weakness is.
Yeah, I think we all do. And people see them and don't let you know. And especially the more senior and the more successful you are, the lesser the feedback loop is. So oftentimes the blind spots get a little more ingrained. 2 examples I'd offer where the blind spots show up. Sometimes a strength can become an overused strength and then becomes a blind spot because then it's not a strength done well. And so people don't, it's something in their toolbox that has always served them well, so they keep using it, and nobody kind of says, hey Peter, that's a little too much, it doesn't really work here, right? The other one would be in the example of people and teams, right? If you think about it as a parent, you're not supposed to have a favorite child. Sometimes you might. Same with a leader in their team. Sometimes they have team members that they are more biased to. One of my CEO clients, when we'd started our work together, we had gone through his team and just looked at his team and where they are and how they contributed, and given the transformation that he was working on, what did he need from his team members? And what surfaced was that he had a blind spot with one of his key leaders. He was protecting her a little bit, and he wasn't serving her best work in the way he was supporting and leading her. And that was a bit of a disruptive moment for him because he never really had appreciated how strong his blind spot was with this particular leader.
So as a coach, how do you tell the CEO of a Fortune 500 company what his or her blind spot is?
And the tell word is a very important word to pick up on. In a conversation, I won't go, oh, hey Peter, you have a blind spot against Sue. It's facilitation, using coaching, executive coaching, style and methodology to create that conversation that leads them to that place that they go, oh.
An aha moment.
Aha moment.
Yeah.
And sometimes you may have to be a little bit more intentional in what you share with them. But definitely to your point, many CEOs do not like being told. Many high growth founders and CEOs do not like being told. And that's where coaching really works, because the coaching methodology makes them feel like they're not being told, and yet they're getting that aha moment, that disruptive thought that changes the way they go forward and get to the results that they want.
Okay. How many of these leaders actually reach their potential as leaders?
If you look at the research, not many. And that's where, for me, this is such a wide open space for everybody. And there's, the big thing for me that always sticks is that, if leadership were easy, there would be an off-the-shelf playbook that you could go and buy, and it would give you great insights, and you'd be good.
Yeah.
It's not there. And the reason it's not there is because of the people. Every time you combine people, we're all such distinctive personalities, it makes it unique, which means as a leader, you're always, back to that navigation console, you're always adjusting and fine-tuning what you're doing with your leadership.
Okay, when you say fine-tuning in your leadership, is it something you can train for, or does it have to be on-the-job experience?
The big thing with leadership is that mastery is realized through practice. And that, what I have read would say that, you can get leadership skills and competency 30% through training and books. 70% has to be realized situationally by practice.
Yeah.
And that's what makes it hard and challenging and interesting.
Right. And is the advantage of coaching that you go into their environment and you work with them through that experience, those experiences?
Yeah, and it's customized to them, right? Many of the leaders I work with are high performance leaders, so they are strong personalities, they are successful personalities, and that's where the coaching methodology works very well in helping them, kind of work through a lot and figure out what works best for them.
Now, in our own discussions before, you've mentioned that leadership should be a driver of growth. Dive into that a bit for me.
You're not scalable. You have only so much capacity to get work done, which means that to really get the optimum productivity for your mandate, for your division, you've got to scale your leadership, which means getting work done through others, which is leadership.
Yeah.
So if you focus on leading people, your teams, with all the right foundations and systems, that will get you to the results. And the tension point is that, with leaders, they often know that they can do the work better than the teams, their team members, but the best success is when they know they leverage the full capability of their leadership within the whole team, contributing and being productive and working towards the results.
And a good coach will help them get there.
Yeah.
So, what's the correlation between executive coaching and the bottom line?
A coach will always be focused on the future and the outcomes. And in the way that someone like myself works, it is about the longer term. I think one of the important things that always comes to mind is, are you chasing the quarterly results, the semi-annual results, the annual results, or the bigger, bolder goals 2 years down? And a coach has got the great capacity of helping you make sure that you're getting to the important foundational things, but also stopping to come up and looking at, to use the Stephen Covey time management matrix term, the important, not urgent. And not spending all your time in the important and urgent things.
Yeah. Okay, Lisa, thank you very much for this. It's been fascinating.
My pleasure. Thank you.